Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing the Money in the Bank series. We are now to the 2006 Rob Van Dam, Lashley, Fit Finlay, Matt Hardy, Ric Flair, and Shelton Benjamin. The last winner of the 2005 on this one would be Shelton Benjamin, so hopefully we do not have a repeat, but so mess up the rankings a little at the end. But if it does, whatever. So let's get right into it. Hopefully everybody's Valentine's Day, if you were doing anything at all, went well for you yesterday. I had a decent little experience yesterday. We ended up taking the kids and ended up going out here to Outback Steakhouse. For some people, I'm sure everybody's heard of Outback Steakhouse. Just think of a regular steakhouse with mashed potatoes, all the corn, everything, salads, everything, all that stuff, with lobster, shrimp, all of it. We get there, made a reservation for 7 p.m. that night. Got out there about 6:45, and of course, everybody and their mom's out there waiting. And we get checked in. We didn't sit down to almost 8 o'clock with a 7 o'clock reservation. So I ended up bringing it up to the hostess about it, and she said that they take all reservations, no matter if they think they're full or not, which is, to me, is just really dumb. Like, if you have only spots for 5 or more people in a restaurant like that, and you have, like, 4 sections like that, you only take 4 reservations that have 5 or more within that hour period, especially on Valentine's. Other days, they could probably get away with 1 or 2 extra ones, whatever. And, same thing with, like, 2 people showing up, but they're making reservations. If you've got, the whole bar area plus a bunch of tables around it, and you have, like, 15 tables or 15 sections for them to sit in, only do those 15 for a good, at least a half hour, 45 minutes for them. Like, you got to stagger your time a little bit. Don't just accept every reservation that pops in just because they're doing it. Make sure that, let them know, hey, put it on your website too if you have to. Like, fix the websites. I don't know if anybody else have trouble with the websites these days, but go to Walmart. You go there after finding something. Well, you get there, they're not there anymore, or that item's not there. Well, your website shows you have 10 available, 10 items. You get there, absolutely none. You ask someone about it, maybe check to see if they have anything, and their excuse is, well, the website's wrong. Like, well, shouldn't that be someone's job in the end of the night to update stuff like that for that store? Like, they have a list of in the computer of stuff they have and stuff they don't have. That should update, and when that updates, that should update with the website altogether. So if they sold all 10 items that day, you get on there at, whenever the items sell, kind of. Like, once an hour, it should update. Maybe it might, or at least with the items that are sold. Not every item, of course. That would take forever. But, I mean, it just seems like that some of these people could, really do a lot better. But that was my nice little night. And I do have to apologize for the video not coming out yesterday. I'm going to throw another one after this one here. It is someone getting up here and getting Van Dam down. Okay. But the day of yesterday afternoon, I noticed one of the fans on the PC on the outside on the side of it was not working. So I took it apart, or took the panel off and started looking at it. Unplugged only that. When I plugged it back in, none of the 3 were working. Or the 2 on the bottom were all lighting up, but they weren't working all of a sudden. So I'm like, what just happened? I just unplugged like 4 cords and put them right back in. There was no other places for them to go. I didn't touch the motherboard at all. Nothing like that. So there shouldn't be any of that kind of connection. Uh-oh, we got a Ric Flair going up. Nope. So it was just kind of weird the way it went. So I ended up having to spend an extra $50 for taking it down to Micro Center and having someone barely look at it for 30 minutes that I had to pay $50 for, even though they tried to keep it for like a week or two. Even though I'm like, I have an appointment, why am I not getting service done? Like, well, our techs could be busy. Well, you won't know until you go find out. But they did get it fixed for me. Everything's up and running again. Apparently, there was a connection of one of the fans got broke somehow, even though I don't know how because I never touched it. But they looked at it, and it looked like, from what they said if I have not been in that computer at all, which I haven't been, and I didn't touch the bottom one, which is where it was at, there was a piece on the bottom that was broke. And it supposedly could have came from, from factory like that. And maybe the piece was just holding on barely with the other one, and then somewhere like yesterday or something like that, maybe a cat bumped up against it, maybe I moved it just barely, and it knocked that cord out, which started sending everything haywire. So they ended up rewiring it up a little differently. Now it's connected straight to the motherboard, all three of them. So they're all nice and spinny, nice light up, and all working again. So I am now back to recording. I just didn't want to try to play a game at all yesterday or the night before, so nothing would overheat and start having trouble or anything like that. So hopefully everybody understands that. But now back to this match. Let's see here. We've already had Shelton Benjamin, so we don't need him to win anymore. So I guess anybody else could win. I think the last time before I had the mic problems, I ended up, or on the last video we had on this one, Ric Flair surprisingly won. So I don't know how good he'd be in a Money in the Bank. I mean, would they let him win it? Knowing WWE, probably. Nowadays, probably not. But like when that VM person ran it and had the company, he probably would have let him win the Money in the Bank. Whether he actually would have let him win the title, I don't know, but he would have let him win it at least. And what does everybody think of the Vince McMahon scandal that's been going on? Apparently, over the week, the charges for the money part of taking money from WWE or whatever in the books, all charges were dropped against him, saying that they didn't think he was trying to intentionally lie about it or whatever, even though it was totally something wrong. I don't know. So that's kind of redundant there. And then you have the Janelle part of it that's still going on. That has not changed at all. They're saying they still have a case, and they've already tried to, McMahon's lawyers already tried to get it thrown out, and it has not get thrown out at all for lack of evidence and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, to me, do I want him back? No. But do I at least appreciate kind of the stuff he's done for the business? Of course. Like, WWE would never be here today if it wasn't for him. Like, he's the GOAT of wrestling right now. Triple H, he keeps doing what he's doing right now, except for a few things. Like, he could easily take him over in like a 10-year period. But, I got to give McMahon his props for a long time there doing what he did. Even though a lot of it ends up being shady in the long run, and the last, like 10 years or so, maybe 15 years of it, were a little iffy when it came to matches he put on or events and all that kind of stuff. Everybody knows all the storylines that just didn't make sense, or people winning that shouldn't be winning. Cough, Charlotte Flair. But, it is what it is, I guess. But, Fit Finley's going up. Can he take the briefcase? Come on, Hardy, get up. You can get him still. There's only like 2 spots left. Yep, someone get him. One. No, he did not get it. All right, Shelton, you can't win this. Get out of there. Let someone else come in. Maybe we'll get a repeat of Rob Van Dam getting into it. But who knows? I guess he's right there, so he's up running around a little bit. Oh, right on the ladder. I swear I wish. He's laying over the ladder. That's hilarious. I really wish they'd start putting this pain part of it in there, like where, if you, Matt Hardy's going to win this. I can see it coming now. There's no one in the ring. They're not going to make it in time. They always get the first try. And there it is, right? There. No. Come on, someone. Oh, okay. Like, if you get hit with a ladder, you're down. You're unconscious. You're something for a minute or two. If, I do my special move, you're not just popping up just because you have this hit LT and triangle to get up real quick for a resurgence of energy. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Unless you have some kind of setting change, that should not happen. Come on, Flare, get him. Come on, Flare, get him. Stop goofing off up there. Here we go. It just shouldn't happen. Maybe that's one of my pet peeves for this game. They just need to change some of this damage to be done. Like, stop letting, like, if I do, a couple clothesline to you at the very beginning of the game, like people would do, run at them and do a clothesline. Of course, you can get up. Let them get up. They're not even hurt. But once they're hurt, which I think they did announce that 25 is going to have it, where limb damage will be seen. So if you get like a knee or someone's going after your legs, they will not be able to stop you. Uh-oh. Fit Finley just won this. Oh, wow. Well, it was actually definitely better. It was an 11-minute video this time. Better than that 4-minute video, but... Well, that's that for that. This is the 2006. Let me write this, or get this put down real quick so I know on books who won for later stuff. And on the next video here soon, you're going to see the 2007, the kind of scandalous year for the Money in the Bank, with Mr. Kennedy winning on the next one, supposedly. So, until next video, you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.